Do you know that feeling when you've been doing something for months, convinced you're making progress, and then someone shows you one number that completely unravels everything? Imagine you've been putting $200 a month into a brokerage account, feeling responsible, feeling like you're finally getting your financial life together. And then you do the math and realize your credit card debt is costing you more in interest every single month than your investments are earning. That's not investing. That's just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. And today, I'm going to show you the exact sequence that actually builds wealth. Because the order you invest your money matters just as much as how much you invest. My name is Seb, and if you're tired of getting generic advice that doesn't actually tell you what to do first, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it saves you from leaving serious money on the table. Step 1. Build your emergency fund first. Let's start with the step that everyone skips because it sounds boring. Before you put a single dollar into any investment account, you need an emergency fund. And I know what you're thinking. Seb, I've heard this 100 times, but here's what nobody actually explains. An emergency fund isn't just about emergencies. It's about protecting every other financial decision you make. Think about it this way. Without a financial buffer, you're one car repair away from raiding your investment account or going back into debt. And the moment you do that, you've just paid a penalty to exit your investment early and started paying 20-something% interest on new debt. You've essentially taken 2 steps backward to take 1 step forward. Here's the thing. You don't need to save 6 months of expenses before you do anything else. That framing makes the goal feel impossible. Instead, start with $1,000. That single number covers the vast majority of financial emergencies most people actually face. Get to $1,000 as fast as humanly possible. Then work toward 1 month of expenses. Then 3. Recent data from Vanguard found that people with at least $2,000 in savings reported financial well-being scores 21% higher than those with nothing saved. Not $20,000, $2,000. The psychological impact of having any buffer is massive, and this connects to something behavioral economists call loss aversion. Your brain weighs potential losses about twice as heavily as equivalent gains. When you have no emergency fund, your entire financial brain is in a low-grade state of panic, and panicked brains make terrible investment decisions. Get the buffer first. Everything else gets easier after that. Step 2. Eliminate high-interest debt. Now, here's where most people completely mess this up. They've got $3,000 sitting in an S&P 500 index fund, earning maybe 7% a year, and $6,400 sitting on a credit card, charging them 22% interest. The math on that situation is brutal. Let me show you exactly how this works. Say you carry $6,400 in credit card debt at 22% annual interest, and you only make minimum payments. Over 5 years, you'll pay roughly $3,600 in interest alone. That's money that evaporates. It doesn't grow. It doesn't compound. It just disappears into the bank's pocket while you're patting yourself on the back for contributing to your investment account. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Paying off a debt charging you 22% is a guaranteed 22% return on your money. Warren Buffett's long-term average annual return is around 20%. You are literally beating the greatest investor of all time by paying off your credit card. That's not an exaggeration. That's arithmetic. The strategy is straightforward. List every debt you have with its interest rate. Pay the minimums on everything. Then throw every extra dollar at the highest interest rate first. This is called the debt avalanche method, and it saves you the most money. Mathematically, some people prefer the debt snowball, paying the smallest balance first for motivation. And honestly, if that's what keeps you going, do it. A plan you'll actually follow beats a perfect plan you'll abandon. One rule of thumb: any debt above 8% annual interest should be eliminated before you invest beyond your employer match. Speaking of which, GP3, capture every dollar of your employer match. Here's where it gets interesting, because this is the one exception to the pay off debt first rule. And it's a big one. If your employer matches your 401k contributions, you need to contribute enough to get the full match before you finish paying off high-interest debt. This sounds counterintuitive, but the math makes it non-negotiable. Let me paint you a picture. You earn $55,000 a year. Your employer matches 100% of contributions up to 3% of your salary. That's $1,650 a year in free money, gone if you don't claim it. There is no investment on earth that offers a guaranteed 100% immediate return. Not crypto, not real estate, not anything. Your employer match is the single highest returning financial move available to most people. And roughly 1 in 5 employees with access to a match don't claim the full amount. Contribute exactly enough to get the full match, not a dollar more, until your high-interest debt is gone. Then redirect every extra dollar back to the debt. Once the debt is cleared, go back and increase your contributions. One caveat worth knowing: some companies have vesting schedules, meaning you have to stay a certain number of years before the matching funds are truly yours. Make sure you understand your company's vesting timeline. But even with a 2 or 3 year vest, the math almost always still favors taking the match. Step 4. Max out your IRA. Once your high-interest debt is gone and you're capturing the full employer match, the next stop is your IRA, your individual retirement account. And here's something that surprises people. Your IRA should actually come before you put more money into your 401k beyond the match. Why? Because your IRA gives you complete control over your investment options. Most employer 401k plans offer a limited menu of mutual funds with expense ratios between 0.5% and 1.5%. An IRA lets you invest in low-cost index funds, charging as little as 0.03%. That gap might sound trivial, but over 30 years on a $100,000 balance, the difference between a 1% fee and a 0.05% fee can cost you over $80,000. That's not a rounding error, that's a car. For 2025, the IRA contribution limit is $7,000 per year, or $8,000 if you're 50 or older. Now here's the decision that keeps financial advisors employed: Roth or traditional. Here's the simple version. Traditional IRA. You get a tax deduction now, pay taxes on withdrawals in retirement. Roth IRA. You pay taxes now, and everything you withdraw in retirement is completely tax-free. If you're early in your career and currently in a lower tax bracket, Roth almost always wins. You're locking in a lower tax rate today on money that could compound for decades tax-free. If you're in your peak earning years and expect lower income in retirement, traditional makes more sense. If you're genuinely not sure, and most people shouldn't be sure, splitting contributions between both gives you tax diversification and flexibility later. Step 5. Max out your 401k. After your IRA is maxed, go back to your 401k and contribute up to the annual limit. For 2025, that's $23,500, or $31,000 if you're 50 or older. At this point, you're sheltering serious money from taxes every single year. Between your IRA and 401k, you could be protecting over $30,000 annually from being taxed, letting it compound uninterrupted. Let's be real about something. Most people never even get close to this step. The average American saves around 6% of their income. But if you're systematically working through this sequence, emergency fund, debt, match, IRA, you're already operating at a level most people never reach. So there you have it. The actual sequence that separates the people who build real wealth from the people who feel busy with money but never seem to get ahead. Make sure to subscribe if you want more videos like this.